any of the YouTube videos. That's always a way to get my attention. The most consistent way, though, to get a hold of me is through email with finalcutprohelp@b.com. And our first question comes from Leonard, who says that he wants to know how to move the playhead by a specific number of frames. And he sent this over via Twitter. He said I'm on at 12:06 as an example in the timeline. And he's doing some advanced keyframing. So he wants to move 30 frames ahead to 13:06 and then go back easily. So it's kind of going back and forth navigating on there with keyframes. And this is a really simple one. You just have to know these shortcuts. So you can always do the shortcut Control P, as in Peter, and Control P brings up your timecode entry form here. And then you can do either plus or minus on the keyboard. So in this case, he's wanting to jump 30 frames ahead and then go back 30 frames. So I'm going to hit the plus key to go ahead, and which is actually the equals key, but same one there. But I'd say plus 30, 30, and then hit the return key. And that's going to jump me 30 frames ahead. And then when I want to go back, I'll hit minus 30, return, and now I've jumped back 30 frames. So that's your way to do that. You don't need to do Control P. That's just a way to get into the timecode entry. But if we want to jump, I could just have the playhead here and say minus 30, return, or plus 30, return, and it's moving 30 frames either forward or backwards. This project, I believe, is a 24 frames per second project. Yeah, I can see 22, 23, and then we go to the next one. So that's why when I do plus 30, it actually puts in 106 because it's 1 second and 6 frames is the equivalent of 30 frames in this project. So if you were wondering, that's why you're seeing those numbers on there. Anytime you can hit the escape key. So if you do hit plus to go into the timecode entry and you decide you don't want to do that, just hit escape and you'll jump out of that. And then again, if something's selected and you do plus or minus, we're actually moving that clip. So if you do minus 30, I'm moving this title back 30 frames. So if something's selected, Control P will get you into the plus or minus for the playhead itself. So that's why I threw out that shortcut for Control P. So hopefully that answers that question for you. And then next one, I just want to throw out a little plug here for a video, which I find is really cool. So we're going to go to twitter.com/FinalCutProHelp. And this is the Final Cut Pro Help Twitter feed. You can go on here to see updates like the live stream.